All righty. Welcome back to Santa Clara. And we are outside Levi Stadium where the first practice of the 49ers is in the books. With us back in San Francisco, Dan Dibley and Mark Willard. This is The Crossover, always brought to you by Atco Pest Control. Go to AtcoPestControl.com for all your pest control needs. What's going on, gentlemen? How you doing?
Well, we should put the rat on the table right away.
Okay.
And, the rat on the table is, Guru, your skin must be burning based on the jersey you're wearing. Guru's wearing a Niner jersey. For those of you who can't see it, that's got to burn, Goo.
Well, it's my second time wearing it, and it's a personalized jersey given by a caller who loves the program. And I thought, Willard, I know who I am as a person. I can wear this and still know I'm a true blue. And I'll just leave that there. I'm from the Bay, from the soil. I root for the Niners, so it's different.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't even know what to do with what the hell you just said. But however you want to rationalize this for yourself, my man, you're my man, and you'll always be my man.
Always.
So you go ahead.
My guy.
Yeah, you
bring it home for you.
You rock out what you brock out as long as you
has
want.
one too.
Well,
they made one for Steiny. He didn't wear it.
And Steiny's a non-fan, so he can wear it and be like a temporary fan. But that would be like me going into my backpack right now and pulling out a light white with Dodger blue Teoscar Hernandez and giving it to my partner. Partner, I got a Teoscar for you.
Well,
Let me tell you this.
What do you think I'd have done with it? Give me a Teoscar right now. What do you think I'm going to do with it?
Puked on it and then punch me in the face.
I'd have been like, excuse me, I got to go to the restroom. Thank you for this new role.
Either one of you guys are from L.A., so that doesn't apply, Dibs. I'm from the Bay.
I get it.
The cowboy thing was passed down, so I got love for the Bay. You have nothing to do with L.A. This is different.
I mean, I lived there for 20 years. I lived there for 20 years.
20 years?
But you were born Foster City, Willard.
You're damn right. And that's where it stays, and that's the end of that. Like, look, you do you, and that goes for everybody. If somebody, I swear to you, if I did a YouTube show that appeared in Dallas one time, if somebody gave me a Cowboy jersey, that thing would not make it to my car, let alone my closet.
I understand.
But hey, you do you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do it better than anybody.
Well,
so let me.
No doubt, you are Steph Curry.
Now stop.
Yeah,
come on.
Well, we can get into that in a second.
I know we act like experts on a lot of things, but one thing we are not experts on is efficiency. Like, you guys are there. I was there. Now I'm here. Like, I was at practice. You're broadcasting from practice. Somehow I'm here. I don't know. I feel like we could have done this better. But anyway, whatever.
Right.
Oh, well. Okay. Hey, let me tell you a little story. I don't know if I ran this one by you guys. So it's Friday, okay? It was Friday, and we were all jacked up, courtesy of Jack's Restaurant and Bar. And so we did a crossover at 2 o'clock with Shasky and Bonte, just like we do now and every day.
Sure.
And Joe Shasky said to me, very politely, oh, boy, I got some stuff to do a little bit later. Any chance if you guys care if I, maybe cut out early? And I said, Joe, of course not. Dude, if you got something to do it. It's not a big deal. And by golly, he left at 1:45 to get up to that cabin.
By golly.
And, I don't know. I'd like to paint the picture of things down here in Santa Clara.
This is beautiful.
We got a big soccer game down here tonight.
Yeah.
A big soccer
Look
game.
at Willard.
Wrexham against Chelsea, Dibs. And
are you going?
Boy,
you going?
Boy, no. I'm already. My mind is on how am I going to get out of here now?
So the problem is,
and also Tim Jordan. Tim Jordan, one of the biggest team players of all time, has to take down this erection set.
Sure. Wow, that got sensual. Sensual radio.
Just do it.
Just FYI.
Well, first of all, you couldn't be coming up with two situations that are more different. That's number one. Number two, when you've asked to leave, we've always told you go, but we just make fun of you after you leave, which is our right. Third of all, I'll say again, I was just there. There's no traffic at all.
None.
You're fine.
You're fine.
You're fine.
You're good.
It's not 2.
Nope.
you're fine.
You're great.
Hey, Dibs.
Steiny.
Far as I know, you haven't done metro traffic in about 9 years. What you say is going on in Santa Clara from San Francisco doesn't hold a lot of weight right now.
Well, for you to say that is not only personally offensive, but also globally offensive, because you know that I have the CAD website open at all times, which is the CHP website. I'm constantly monitoring accidents in the Bay Area. Oh, got a 3-car conundrum northbound 880 at Alvarado. We don't have
really?
that.
Or are you just making that up?
I'm making that up.
Santa Clara traffic.
Thank you, Tim Jordan.
Yeah.
What I'm
looking
telling
at
you
this.
is
My
that,
God, there's a lot of green lights going on right now. I'm looking at a traffic map.
Shout out John Legend. Give me the green light. That's a 4.
There's more green on this map than there is on the Levi Stadium field right now.
And I think that the general offense, Steiny, is that you always want to leave early. But I never always want out.
Nah, but yeah, you do.
You do.
Well, there's another quick rat on the table. I got to put this
It's an erector set. Yeah. It's not an erection set.
That's
the guy that I got to battle for 3.5 hours for 20 hours a week. You know his name, Matt Steinmetz, a.k.a. Steiny.
Oh, boy.
Clint Eastwood runs the West, right? And we do this for, 11 minutes. And he turns into Bobby Brady because he can't stand up to you two and tell him I'm leaving. I just don't get it, Willard and Dibs. I don't know what mechanism you have or spell over my boy, but where's the Clint Eastwood that I battle with every day to just say, hey, Willard, shut up. Dibs, shut up.
I don't know.
I'm leaving.
It's not us, it's him.
I don't know what happens to him.
He must be scared of me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Those are facts.
I'm the least scary individual I've ever met. But, you know.
Hey, let's get into a little meat and potatoes.
Because I texted you, Steiny, and I wasn't sure if you referenced it, but
we did.
I think that you generally did, because for me, this is fascinating. If I'm Brandon Aiyuk and, Christian McCaffrey says, I want more, here you go. And Trent says, I want more, here you go. And you're Brandon Aiyuk and you say, I want what's coming to me, quote unquote. And they say, go ahead and wait. I'd be mad. I'd be triple mad.
Well, and I know you two guys sort of feel the same way because I listened to you the whole way back from Santa Clara, and I heard that whole conversation.
He's getting paid, Willard. Come on.
Two things. Right. I see this very differently than the three of you. Number one, they haven't paid Trent yet, and obviously there's some sort of fight going on because he's not here. So let's not act like they acquiesced to Trent yet because they haven't. Now, will they? Probably, but here's the thing. There's two things you got to think about. Number one, Trent Williams and Christian McCaffrey have massive amounts of leverage in this situation that Brandon does not. Both of them have already been paid well over $100 million. They are made men in their lives. They are veterans in this league. That's totally different. And secondly, they're asking for slight tweaks over a short period of time.
Yes.
So if they're asking for $5 million more this year, please acknowledge how different that is than Brandon Aiyuk asking for 120 over 4 years, and how much easier it is to get these two veteran contracts done, which, by the way, will only open up even more cap space if they do it. That's what happened with Christian's deal.
Huh?
Like that. Come on, guys, that's different. Brandon, if Brandon takes offense to that, that's a Brandon problem.
And that's the least of his worries. There's no doubt. It's night and day. And I said this to echo those sentiments, Willard. Your boy Trent Williams is sitting with a beverage of leverage. Like, they know they need him, and it's coming.
I like that. I mean, Trent Williams made $168 million in his career. He's a boombox guy. He runs that show. Out on the field when everybody was just asking, boy, where's Trent? Where's Trent? What's going on? Anybody in Niner paraphernalia, they don't even use the word Trent. That's the big fella. That's what they call him. The big fella. Like, he's practically a logo for this football team. So if Trent needs a couple more $1 million, I mean, he's earned it. And why would you not listen to that? Although I'll reiterate, it's not like they've said yes yet. They haven't said yes yet.
No,
That's why he's not here.
They will in a matter of days. And if you're Brandon Aiyuk, you're thinking about just the optics of it, and because he wants what he thinks that he deserves, and yet CMC, excuse me, I'm going to cut in line, and Trent Williams, excuse me, I'm going to cut in line, and you're BA, and you're thinking, I want what's coming to me, and yet these other guys are able to fold their arms and do what they do and they get taken care of and I don't, makes me more mad.
Dibs is ranked, though, man. It's get in where you fit in. Too short.
It's also what is being asked for, though. Like, you ever do this at the post office? You ever do this at the post office where you go all the way up and you wait in line, and then you get there and they're like, oh, you need to fill out this tiny little form. All right, and then you go fill out the tiny little form, and then when you're done, you go back and you just immediately, because they're like, oh, I know you only need 5 seconds of my time, so we're just going to take you right now, get you done, and move on to the next. I feel like that's what Trent and Christian are asking for. They've already filled out the form. They're asking for 5 seconds of the 49ers' time. Brandon has got a cart, and he's in line, and if you get in behind him, you're like, oh, holy hell, I should probably just come back a different day. This is a very, very complex, lengthy conversation that this person needs to have. That's how I feel about this right now, and I don't think Brandon has any right to get upset about that. I hear what you guys are saying about the optics, but those are optics in his own brain, I feel like.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ, FM, and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch and YouTube, powered by First NorCal Credit Union.
Great road legal for you, Steiny. I know the home legal can sometimes be a little bit wonky, but for you to nail the legal on the road, I want to point that out.
That's great.
Impressive.
Stuff.
That's a nice road win for you.
And thank you for using the word wonky. You know I'm always in favor of it.
Big time.
I love a good wonky reference.
Good job,
So how many
Steiny.
of us four are surprised that Trent is not here? Evan and I kicked this around in about Victory Lap Radio about a month ago saying he could play this card, and he did. But who of us are really – I'm shocked. I didn't expect – I thought he would be here.
I'm not surprised at all. I didn't see it coming, but if you're Trent Williams and you think about camp and you are, as Steiny said, 47 years old, and he's either 52 or 32 or somewhere in between, but honestly – what's he going to do at camp right now? He's going to put on his jersey and his helmet and his shorts and jog around a little bit. He's got no reason to be here, so I'm not surprised at all.
Hey, gents.
I
think you guys are set for just a dynamite show. My sources say that you've got Aqib Talib coming on.
He's got the bag on the lap right now.
He's got a golf outfit on, too, baby.
You know what I wish for you,
that's
man?
right. He's got a tea time.
Man, I wish that you liked your job more than you do.
Wow.
That's all. That's what I wish for you.
Wow.
Why are you always in such a hurry to leave?
I'm going to see how you respond. I want to see how you respond.
That's beyond the pale.
I want to see how you respond.
That's beyond the pale.
Why?
What time is the tea time? What time's the tea time in Karika?
Down.
You know what?
Go ahead. I got it.
I'm not. You know what? To use the phrase
why you do
of one
that?
of our.
Well, that was below the belt.
Quite frankly, I'm sick of it. Quite frankly, I'm sick of it.
Well, you can't use that anymore because he no longer works here.
All right. Guru will take it the rest of the way with you guys on 95.7 The Game. He's not. He'll stick around for 10 more. Love you guys.
Bye,
Not me.
How's it going down there, Goo?
It's going great. Yeah,
It's going great.
Okay,
And,
good.
my partner had the nerve to say, you know what? It's kind of weird. I don't get to look in your eyes when we're in the studio. He's looking over to Evan instead of me. But today, since I'm glancing out watching the traffic, we could make eye connection. But I'm excited. Football is back, but let's go.
I told a lot of the people who, and you know, that's a part of what we're doing down there on a day like today. It's a little bit of a networking venture, catch back up with some people that you haven't seen in a while. Plus, you gather some things, little tidbits about certain players and different things like that. But, Goo, to your point, you know what today felt like? And I said this to someone, too.
Give it to me.
Well, I'm like, you know what? It is really nice to walk into a building right now in Bay Area sports and look at a team that I know that I can count on.
Wow,
and I say that not because, for instance, like the Giants, that's a completely different story. What a hot
Jackson,
mess.
good inning.
Yeah, good for him.
Shutdown inning.
We're not going to spend a lot of time on the Giants. To have one story to tell you.
I got
one story to tell you that I think might take your breath away.
Okay.
But the Warriors obviously missing the playoffs. It feels like we've just gone through 4 months. And it's been a while. It's been a while, Bay Area.
Since the Super Bowl.
Since we've been through a year like this.
Oh, right.
Where you had a gap that felt kind of
no doubt
depressing. Man. And so to walk out there on that field and see Fred Warner and George Kittle and Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey have their jerseys on, it was like, okay.
No
Okay,
doubt.
we're back.
And this Kyle Shanahan sound with TK, I mean, who cares? I'm going to get in my car and drive home. My infinity for that man has grown. And the reason it's grown is he's real. He talked about the Jimmy Garoppolo courtship or whatnot, but the communication he had with one Brock Purdy, and even if you're Brock Purdy at that juncture and you don't like hearing that, you got to, at the end of the day, respect it that the captain came and told you what time it was. And for him to own and say we should have won 3 Super Bowls, he said we should have went to 1 and won 2. Willard and Dibs, that's all I ask in my life. Even if it's brutal, just give me the honesty. And again, Kyle has built something along with Lynch. And all they really need to do, especially Kyle, is just get that dub in the Super Bowl, Willard, and you're going to be up there amongst the greats. You're going to be there anyway, but you climb major slots with a Super Bowl win, and you got a team, Dibs, that, again, is a top 3 team that's got a chance to win a Super Bowl.
A great chance. And they've been to 3 straight NFC Championship games and 4 of the last 5. And I love Kyle's answer to what Tim was talking about, how Andy Reid had to wait until he was 60. I think that's the age or whatever, 20 years into his career. Yeah. And so Kyle thought about it and, thought, geez. And he did his classic answer of, I don't even know if I'll be around next year, which is, kind of Kyle's bit now. And he laughed at his own joke and whatnot. But if Kyle has to wait that long, unfortunately, he won't win a Super Bowl with the Niners. That would be 13 more years. But I think he understands in more perspective than fans do about how hard it is and how fortunate they've been to get there this many times.
He watched his dad get him at the end, and he brought that up. Like, that was wearing on him as a youngster.
Exactly.
I like that you brought this up too, Goo, because we're going to play. Okay. We're going to play a lot of it like everybody has been. But actually, I think there were some things that stood out to me that maybe are not the headline-grabbing things. Everybody kind of went to the Tom Brady thing and the Brock Purdy deal. I was very, very fascinated by Kyle talking about the contractual process in the NFL, how he talks to players when they want more money. What happened, for instance, with DeForest Buckner, the only homegrown star that they let get away, and the way the way he talks to players, how they sort of navigate that, and Kyle is in a somewhat, not totally, but somewhat unique position where he is the head coach on the field and calling the plays, but I think is also very, very involved in the decision-making process on the business side and the roster construction. Him talking about how people will criticize this draft pick, that draft pick. Why would you go pay this guy? Why wouldn't you pay that? When are you going to draft an offensive tackle? And everyone's screaming and yelling about these things. And he points to the fact that for the first time in his entire life, he's watched a football team preseason be favored in every single game they play.
2 years in a row.
And if that's the case, what are you really saying about the roster? Why are you all screaming so much about this hole and that hole and then favoring them in every game? And I thought that was a pretty damn fair rebuttal that I've never heard a coach use before.
He looks at the roster like I looked at Trisha Gertz when I was a junior. She was a sophomore. Major crush. You talk about a major crush. And
you were a junior and she was a sophomore?
Yeah.
Look at
Not
you.
a big deal.
Hey, let me throw this to you both before I get out of here. Yeah. Steph Curry, do you got a problem if I... Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Do you got a problem with me saying what Steph said was an ultimatum to the Warriors?
No, it's not an ultimatum, but what it is a hint, and it's kind of a nudge. Like, it's not an ultimatum, but it is, I think, an indication, and I'll say it, it's an indication sensation of what is going to happen. So if you go out this year and you are again a 10 seed, and then you go out the next year and his last year and you stink, well, then he's going to leave. So he's basically telling them, look, we can be competitive 10 seed, 7 seed, 5 seed, whatever we are. I get that. Competitive, chance to win, go on a run. But if we are a bottom feeder, and that's the phrase he used, if you're a bottom feeder, then it's a different story.
And of course he added he does not think by any stretch that that's what's going to happen. Right. I'm more fascinated, not what he's saying, Goo, but that he's saying it.
Yeah, and there you go.
That's what I'd love to ask you guys. Do you think the fact that this subject now since the Olympics have gotten together, this subject keeps coming up with Steph. Is that strategic on his part, or is it because he's being asked the question so much because of the departure of Klay Thompson? What do you guys think?
I'll go first, Dibs. I'm going to say the latter. And Bonte had a great point before he got out of here, Willard, throwing a monkey wrench in this. He said maybe this was a rebuttal to what Joe Lacob said on his podcast to Tim Kawakami, and maybe Curry thought he might have been too giddy about the future and not getting him any help. So I love just everybody stop, but that stuck with me, Dibs. Like, man, maybe that was the response. But, Willard, I think your premise is right, but I think it's the latter part of get me some effing help. They're asking about it because we didn't make the playoffs.
And do it soon, because if you get through, if you get through the rest of this offseason, August 6th, the marketing deadline, if he goes back with this team and they go 43-39 and you're the 9 seed and you don't make it through the play-in and his contract is now down to 1 year, his decision might be different.
I'd argue that if you guys are right, I don't really buy the idea that Steph and Joe Lacob are battling with one another through podcast visits.
Right. I had a thought, though,
right?
Willard. Go ahead.
If that's true, this Steph will not finish his career with the Warriors.
Okay, wow.
That I would hope that the two of them are in a much more adult space than somebody said something on a podcast.
Okay,
and so
well,
now,
I get that. Let's say they are. Are there two timelines again? The Steph Curry timeline and the timeline of can we get the groceries we need to cook you your meal, Steph? I feel like that's just natural.
There's always two timelines, and I know that's become like this thing that you don't touch because we got so excited about it when Lacob brought it up a few years ago that we decided it was going to be dynasty followed by dynasty, and maybe that's ridiculous. But for every company in the world, there's always two timelines. The whole Brandon Aiyuk situation is two timelines in and of itself. The 49ers are dying to have Brandon Aiyuk on their team this year. After that, they're not married. They're not married to anything.
Wow.
So that's to me, that's the rub. The rub is the 49ers would love and have no issue with paying Brandon Aiyuk a healthy salary to play for them this year. They're not sure about after that. Brandon wants after that. That's every negotiation. Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, every one of these is about two timelines.
Every company. You think about Grandy and Spadoni and Lubman
buying stock,
and Evan, two timelines. You think that when those guys are ready to come up and do their thing, that we won't go two timelines here at 95.7 The Game?
Gotcha.
Jeez.
No doubt, man.
I mean, man.
Hey, can you see what I got in my hand? My version of my little bag.
No, I see it. I see it. And I've been texting with Tim Jordan, who I asked him to get behind you and do the wrap it up symbol.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, I'll be listening in the car.
You can stay as long as you want.
No, I got to. They say 880 is backed up right now, so I'm in some trouble. I'm headed that way.
Are you in a hurry to get somewhere?
Yeah. Oh, look, they're taking my headphones off, Tim Jordan. What are you doing?
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. No, just go. Honestly.
Oh, there he is.
All of you.
Thank you, Tim Jordan.
I had 211. I thought I was impeding progress. I'll be listening to you guys. You my dudes.
Where will you be listening to us?
In the caddy.
Oh, gosh.
Guru, what station?
95.7 The Game.
There it is. There it is.